Professor Adamant, it's Lauren, and this is my 4th video blog. One of my favorite hobbies and childhood pastimes has been playing cards. Lately, my favorite card games have been those that involve lots of strategy and speed. Just quick movements with your hands, and you have to be faster than your opponent or opponents. So, one of my favorite games lately has been Casino, and this game, it involves lots of strategy, some luck, and not speed, but lots of strategy. You are trying to collect as many points as you can at the end of each game. The way in which you get points, which it's 11 per game, is by having the most cards at the end, would get those 3 points. Then you have 1 point for whoever has the most spades. You have 1 point for each of the aces, so that's 4 points in total. And then there's 2 special cards. The 10 of diamonds is worth 2 points, and the 2 of spades is worth 1 point. So in total, you have 11 points. The way in which you play this game is that there are 4 cards to start out with in the middle that you both play on, facing forward, and each opponent has 4 of their own cards. To keep those points in mind as you play the game in each separate round. So, in order to pick up cards, you have to build upon the ones that are in the middle. As you're playing, you're constantly having to think about what you can do to get the most points, and you also have to think about what your opponent might do. Because if you're using a lot of cards here to build a 9, let's say, and you put down a 9 and you have another one that you want to pick it up with later, you are hoping that your opponent does not have a 9, because if they did, then they would just take it themselves. That would be their turn. They would take what you just built. You have to pay attention to those 5 different ways to earn points, and in the meantime, watch and be attentive with what your opponent plays to see how they're progressing in the game. And then on top of that, how you yourself are doing in the game. So there's just a lot of layers, and there's sort of like a game within a game within a game. Another game that I've really liked is called Egyptian War, or Slap. There's a lot of different names for it. I'm not quite sure why, but I call it Slap. It's pretty much what you do in the game. You divide up the deck evenly, and you do not look at your cards. And the left of the dealer always starts in any card game. And they would go, and then each person takes a turn putting down a card. Now, the ways in which you get cards back, the way in which you stay alive and keep cards, is by slapping. So, whenever there is a sandwich, which could be like a 6, 9, and then a 6, once the second 6 is put down, someone would slap it on the table, and then they get the cards that are underneath that everyone has been playing on. So, you can earn cards, you can stay in the game by getting cards for slapping a sandwich, so 6, 9, 6, 10, Jack, 10, it could be anything, just 2 of the same number or face card with another card in between. You can also slap when there are doubles, so that would just be like if there's 2 of the same card. So here are 2 8s. If my opponent put down an 8, and then I put one down, it's just the front card, so I don't know what card I'm putting down, no one does, then it's the reaction that you have to slap. So playing cards has definitely been a huge hobby in my life. It's taught me how to strategize, it's taught me how to think outside of the box, not only pay attention to what I want to do and my goals, but also pay attention to someone else's goals and how theirs would affect mine. And it's definitely helped with my math skills, with adding up cards, having to build cards, you have to quickly be able to add up numbers, and with Slap, that game has taught me to think quick reactions where you spot a sandwich or a double, and then you throw your hand down immediately. So, that was just a little bit on my hobby for playing cards, specifically Casino and Slap. Thank you for listening.